So the personal brand you built no longer works in 2026. Not because you're bad at content, not because you're inconsistent, but because you're still showing up like a content technician instead of a content director. And if that sentence made you uncomfortable, good. It should. See, a technician gives you instructions. A director creates transformation. And right now, your content is instructional, not directional. So in this video, I want to show you why that's exactly what's keeping your business stuck and what has to change if you want content to scale trust and not just produce output. You see, value content isn't useless. It's just no longer sufficient because everybody is valuable now, but not everybody is memorable. Most brands are obsessing over tips, frameworks, proofs, features, information, all important stuff, but they skip the one thing that actually scales trust. Connection through familiarity. People don't follow you because you're helpful. They follow you because you're recognizable. That's branding, not some education crap. Now, here's the shift most operators miss. Content is input, not output. Here's what I mean by that. If your focus is how much you post, how fast you edit, how often you publish, you're operating like a technician. And in filmmaking, technicians are the ones that handle stuff like that, like cameras, lighting, sound, editing. Their job is simply execution. But the director is responsible for what goes in terms of the vision, the emotion, the motive, the story. And that's why so many founders get frustrated with editors. See, the edit is technically correct, but it doesn't feel right. And that's not the editor's fault. It's because the input was never clear to begin with. And it actually gets worse when you upgrade from an editor to an agency. You end up paying more, you get more content, you get more scripts, and none of it sounds like you. It's good content, it's polished, it's on time, but it feels like it belongs to somebody else's brand because most agencies operate like technicians, just at a bigger scale. They're built for volume, for output, for efficiency, but personal brands don't scale on volume, they scale on identity and trust. And technicians, no matter how talented, cannot direct identity. A technician asks, how do I execute this? A director will ask, what should the audience feel here? Technicians focus on transitions, effects, speed. Directors focus on meaning, positioning, emotional movement. And here's the hard truth. If you create content like a technician, you will outsource like one too, which guarantees confusion at scale. High-performing brands don't just post randomly. They design content intentionally. They input their story, their beliefs, their contrarian views, their struggles, their standards. And they center the customer as the hero, not themselves. So every piece of content is built with one person in mind, one emotion to trigger, one layer of familiarity to build. This isn't tips. This isn't hacks. This is storytelling with purpose repeated over time. That's how trust compounds. Let me make this practical. Let's look at a fitness brand, for instance. A technician will post something like 3 tips to get lean after 40. It might get views, might get saves, but it doesn't build identity level trust. A content director, on the other hand, says, before I earn the right to teach, I need them to feel something. So instead, they direct a story that looks something like this. Scene 1, I lost my dad and it changed how I see my health. No montage, no hype. Scene 2, it wasn't about fitness, it was about time, and I didn't get enough of it with him. Scene 3 might be, that's when I decided I wanted to be there for my kids, not just present, but capable. Scene 4, I built this for men over 40 who feel that quiet fear that time is moving faster than they are. And scene 5, this isn't about abs, it's about becoming the man your family can count on for the next 20 years. So in this case, fitness is the vehicle, identity is the product. And that particular reel just isn't content, it's a job. It becomes a pinned post like number 2 on your profile, on your Instagram profile, because those pinned posts are positioning posts. And when a reel goes viral, the conversion is actually happening on the profile visit. And that type of structure matters, which is why when it comes to having pinned posts on the top of your Instagram profile, the number 1 post that should be there is what you help them do. That creates clarity. The number 2 post should be why you care. That creates connection. And the number 3 post should be proof, giving you credibility. That all culminates into clarity, connection, and proof. Now, technicians start with the script all the time. Directors start with identity. They ask, what moment changed me? What do I continuously want to be true about me that my audience can see? What belief separates me from everybody else? Then they mirror the audience, then they choose one emotional spine, and then they select proof that fits the story. Only then do they think about pacing, framing, silence, music, rhythm, not to impress, but to connect. So when I say every post has a job, this is what I mean. Some posts create attention, some create familiarity, some create trust, some create decisions. Technicians will always post to publish, while directors post to position. And if you want to scale past that 10K a month with organic content in 2026, you don't need more output. You need a system that makes trust predictable. And once you see content in that way, you'll never look at posting the same way again.